Will CP here, and I'm going to be talking about bullying and how some kids can actually help themselves in their situations. As a kid, I was always picked on, I was not popular, I was not liked, I had very, very few friends. If I had to be honest, I would say my one cousin and my buddy Joey, who lived up the street, was my best friend, and that was about it. Everybody else practically just, dealt with my impulses and just ignored them or just tolerated them. They didn't like me, they didn't think anything towards me, and then there were those that absolutely hated me and just wanted me gone. I'll tell you how I felt. As a kid, when I was first adopted, a lot of people did like me because I was something new. They weren't used to some black kid from Haiti. They weren't used to how I acted, how I was so joyous about every little thing, Oh, the sun came up, there was no crying, there was no death, and I was happy. And then they were just interesting and so fascinated by my whole perspective on life. But then I met this kid, Joey, who moved up in the street when I was about maybe 8, 9, second grade, and we took interest to each other. We like video games, sports, and we hit it off pretty cool, and we were really good friends. Well, Joey had some issues that, I obviously didn't know about, and I was very easily influenced back then, like a lot of young kids are, and I was older than him by a few months, but I looked up to him, and I followed his lead. Joey did some things that he never should have done, and honestly, if I look back on my childhood and all that, when meeting him, I probably would have avoided him. But if I had to say right now, this moment, I probably would have let everything just run out like it did, because to be honest, even though I was bullied, I wanted to kill myself, a lot of that shit, I saw the better things that actually happened from those situations. If I never would have been pushed to those lengths, then I never would have been pushed to push myself to be a better person. By that, I mean, when people are picking on you, when people are telling you that you're just a piece of shit, nobody likes you, it hurts, Like, now as a teenager, I'm just like, nigga, fuck you, get the hell out of my face, I'll beat your ass. But back then, I didn't have that backbone. I was scared. I just wanted to fit in. I just had my head down all the time in the hallways, in class, and I never talked to anyone. And when I did, people just moved away, and people were like, ew, no. 7th grade, I remember being in trouble with the cops because of a situation that happened between me and Joey. It was he said, and it got out of hand, and people definitely looked at me much more negatively than they did before. And not only that, more stuff started to arise from the smoke, and my reputation actually destroyed my family reputation, because my family's reputation, the Ristlers, used to be a name that I was very proud. Honest people, good people, athletic people, those who excelled in school. And ever since I came, I tarnished that reputation. When people hear the name Ristler, they don't think about, my older siblings, my parents, they think about, you mean that fuck up named Will? It sucks, I understand how some people are feeling when they mess up. You just want to hide and crawl away. Well, in 8th grade, I was just about it, and I was just about done with life. But I met this kid. His name was Jeremy, and he is, by God, probably one of my most inspirational friends. I remember sitting there with other of our friends, and he was just talking about his issues and how, people call him weird and shit. And it's just... And it made me think, maybe, he had it worse. He probably didn't, but I thought, what if he did? And he was such a good kid too, because he was so nice. He never retaliated, and when people just laughed at him, it was like, oh, you're just a dumb redneck. He was just like, maybe I am dumb, but I enjoy the simple things in life. I don't worry about what people tell me anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore, because I realize if you fret about it so much, they're just going to realize, hey, it gets to him and I have more power than he does over me. And so when he said that, I was like, that's how I feel. I feel like every time I get so worked up about a situation, they do know that they have more power than I do. And the one words that he told me that changed my life and perspective on life completely were this. He said, Even my girlfriends, my family, and all those around me told me I would go nowhere. They were right. I'm not going anywhere with my life. But the thing that they were wrong with is the fact that I'm going to give up. I'm not giving up. I'm going to do whatever I can. Even if I fail and never succeed, I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to let in, and I'm never going to back down. And that's what he said, and it just shocked so much inspiration and so much motivation into me. Because of him and because all of my fuck-ups I have done in my life, I'm a better person. Because now I know what I did wrong. Now I know who looks at me bad and who looks at me good. Now that I'm back in school, I'm a senior now. You know, it's been about over 5 years since all that has gone down. And a lot of people look at me a lot differently. They look at me a lot better. In the hallways, people are like, yo, what's up, Will? What's up, brother? They're not saying, get away from me, you piece of crap. They're not, pushing me away. They're all coming around me, and they all want to, hear what I want to say. Because I'm a funny guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm very critical, and I don't put up with bullshit now. I'm a dick, yes, I understand. We all have that dickish side, and sometimes my dickish side is a bit intentional, and I'm ashamed of that, and I'm trying to quit, and sometimes I do let into my impulses. Everybody does, but I realize what I'm doing wrong and so deliberately do it, and I am ashamed of that, and I'm sorry for all those that I have picked on and I have made feel like shit, because I know how you feel, and there's no way and there's no right for me to make you feel like that. I'm sorry. And I do want to say this to all those who are being bullied. Never give up, okay? Because if you just exert energy and if you just try to make it work and just try to show everyone, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Make fun of me. Call me names. Call me a slut. Call me a whore. Call me a nigger. Call me a piece of shit. You want to kill me? All this. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not going to let you ruin my mentality, emotional distress. I'm not going to let you do any of that to me. I'm going to make it in life, and I'm going to do what I do, whether you're part of it or not. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to be part of my life, and if you want to be somebody that could be a good friend and somebody that is a good friend, then sure, I'm open. But if not, then you step the fuck out of my way, because I won't put up with that bullshit. You don't have to fight. You don't have to retaliate, but you have to let them know you're going to stand your ground, and you're not going to give in to their hate. All right? So you girls out there who have asshole boyfriends or guys, sending your pictures around and girls calling you sluts, okay? It doesn't matter what you have done in your past. You got knocked up early. Hey, that was a mistake, or that was some intentional decision you made, but that was your decision and that was your mistake, and nobody can fuck you over with that. It's your problem. It's not theirs. If they have an issue with it, then they can fuck themselves, because you're the one who's dealing with it. You're the one who's surviving, staying afloat, having a smile on their faces, even though shit has gone to hell. Props to you, Will CP.